Welcome to my channel. Try to hear the latest story.
My fiancé announced, "I'm above your family's tacky diners." During my grandmother's 90th birthday celebration, I replied, "You're completely correct." The next morning, I ensured she'd never have to compromise her standards by calling off our wedding. Her attitude shifted dramatically afterward. I'm Thomas, 32, male, and was engaged to Bethany, 28, for 8 months after 2 years together. Our wedding was set for 3 months later. Emphasis on was. My grandmother, Elena, turned 90. A first-generation immigrant, she built a modest empire of 3 family-owned diners from scratch, becoming the cornerstone of our extended family. For her milestone birthday, she had one request: a gathering at her first diner, opened in 1978 with my late grandfather. It's not upscale, checkered tablecloths, old country photos on the walls, and a menu unchanged for decades. But the food, pure, authentic, and sacred to us. Bethany knew the stories, how my grandparents scraped by for years to open it, how my mom grew up in its kitchen, how every major family milestone unfolded at table 12. At the party, Bethany arrived late, decked out in a designer ensemble, fresh from a salon, looking ready for a high society event. "This is it?" she said, eyeing the diner. "I thought we were going to the upscale spot downtown." "This is the upscale spot. It's the original," I said. She grimaced but entered. My entire family was there. Cousins from across 3 states, Uncle Antonio after years away, everyone. Grandma Elena beamed when she saw us. "My darling," she said, mixing languages in her joy. Bethany gave her an air kiss, no hug, to my 90-year-old grandmother. We gathered at the long family table. Dishes arrived: Grandma's renowned meatballs, award-winning lasagna, fresh bread from the bakery next door, a partner since 1982. Bethany pushed her plate aside. "Not eating?" Aunt Rosa asked. "I'm on a detox," Bethany replied. "This is all so heavy." First misstep. Then my cousin's son, little Tony, 5 years old, accidentally spilled juice on Bethany's designer handbag. "Are you serious?" she shrieked. "This bag cost $3,000. Who lets a kid act like this?" The diner fell silent, our table, the whole place. "It was an accident," Cousin Marie said, mopping it up. "An accident that ruined premium leather," Bethany snapped. "This is why I said we should have gone to a proper restaurant, not some place where kids run wild." Grandma's face. I'll never forget it. She looked crushed. Second misstep. But Bethany kept going. "Honestly, Thomas," she said loudly, "I'm too good for your family's low-end diners. This place hasn't been touched since the 70s. The food's practically farmhand fare. And the customers." She waved at the other diners, regular folks, families, couples. "The heart of our community for 45 years. When we have kids, they won't eat here. I won't let them think this is fine dining." Strikes 3, 4, 5, and 6. I stood, calm and steady. "You're absolutely right." She smirked, thinking she'd won. "Great. Let's go to that sushi spot." "No," I said. "You're right. You're too good for my family, our history, the woman whose work paid for your ring." Her expression faltered. "Thomas, I didn't—" "Everyone heard you," I said, looking at Grandma. Tears in her eyes. My mom gripping her hand. My family staring at the woman I was set to marry. "Enjoy your sushi." Alone. I walked to Grandma, kissed her forehead, and whispered, "She's gone tomorrow. I promise." Then I left, walking out of my grandmother's 90th birthday, the worst night of my life. Bethany stayed 5 more minutes, per my sister, then took an Uber. She texted nonstop. "That was over the top. You humiliated me. We need to talk. Answer me, Thomas." I ignored her. Instead, at 9 a.m., I called our wedding venue. "Hi, Thomas Reeves here. Cancel the Reeves-Morrison wedding for September 15th. Is everything okay? You'll lose your deposit." "That's fine. Cancel it all." I called the florist, photographer, DJ, caterer. Not my family's diner, as Bethany had insisted on a fancy French place. By noon, $8,000 in deposits were gone. Worth it. Then I went to our apartment, my apartment, where she'd lived for 6 months. I packed her things carefully. Every designer dress, overpriced shoe, all jewelry except the engagement ring, which was mine to return. 23 boxes, left in the lobby with a note. "You were right. You deserve better than us. Good luck. Then I changed the locks. Update 1. The fallout, the aftermath was wild. Bethany and her mother, Patricia, showed up at my office, full-on drama mode. What have you done? Patricia yelled at reception. You canceled everything? Security was summoned. I went downstairs. Thomas? Patricia said, shifting to fake charm. This must be a misunderstanding. Bethany mentioned a minor disagreement about dinner locations. She called my grandmother's life's work a cheap diner with farmhand food at her 90th birthday. I said. Patricia's face twitched. Perhaps her words were poorly chosen. She said she was too good for my family, I replied. She meant it, and I believe her. She's too good for us, so I'm letting her find her match. Bethany fake cried, no tears. Baby, please, you're overreacting. It's just wedding stress. Wedding stress makes you insult the woman who raised me after my dad died? Oh yeah, Grandma Elena practically raised me and my sister after Dad passed when I was 10. She's not just my grandmother. She's everything. I didn't know she raised you, Bethany said. 2 years together and you knew. Patricia tried again. The wedding's in 3 months. People will gossip. Let them, I said. The deposit's gone. Everything's canceled. Bethany broke, real tears now. You threw away $30,000. $8,000, I corrected. And it was an investment in not marrying someone who disrespects the people I love. Security escorted them out. Patricia shouted, You'll regret this. My daughter has better options. I hope she takes them, I called back. That night, the family group chat lit up. My sister Lisa, Grandma's worried about you. Mom, I'm proud of you. Uncle Antonio, thank God. She was terrible. Cousin Marie, little Tony wants to know if the mean lady's gone for good. Me, yes. Tell him she's gone. The best message came from Grandma, dictated to Mom. My dear Thomas, you're worth more than all the fancy handbags in the world. Sunday dinner, table 12. Don't be late. Table 12, where my grandfather proposed, where my parents shared their engagement news, where every big family moment happens, where Bethany would never sit again. Update 2. Karma in action. Bethany tried to revive the wedding solo, calling vendors to reinstate everything. But deposits don't magically reappear, and rebooking costs had spiked. The venue was 40% pricier, the florist had a rush fee, the photographer was booked. She needed $45,000 to restart it all. Her next move? She spread a story that I was financially abusive and sabotaged her dream wedding. Problem was, everyone knew the truth. My cousin Marie's husband, a bartender at Bethany's friend's country club, overheard her tale. Thomas got jealous and controlling. He canceled our wedding because I suggested trying new places. A friend pushed back. Didn't you call his grandmother's diner cheap? Bethany. It was taken out of context. Another friend. At her 90th birthday, in front of his whole family? Bethany. They're too sensitive. Her friends weren't convinced. Then karma struck harder. Bethany was a luxury brand consultant, helping wealthy clients buy overpriced goods. Her career hinged on image and connections. But Grandma Elena isn't just a diner owner. She's a local legend with 3 thriving locations and 45 years in business. She knows everyone, including Richard Blackstone, who owns the luxury mall where Bethany's office was. Richard, a Thursday regular at Grandma's for 20 years, was at her 90th birthday. He heard it all. Monday, Bethany's boss called her in. We need to talk about client relations. My numbers are great, she said. Richard Blackstone called. He's concerned about your values aligning with our brand. What? He said you insulted Elena Rossi at her birthday, called her life's work cheap and farmhand food. It was a private family matter. In a public diner with 60 witnesses, including 3 of our clients. Those unacceptable customers? 2 CEOs and a federal judge, all Grandma's regulars. Bethany wasn't fired but was encouraged to explore other opportunities. She quit 2 days later. Update 3. The downward spiral. Bethany dove into dating immediately, posting new guys weekly on Instagram, each supposedly wealthier than the last. First was Garrett, an investment banker. He ghosted her after she demanded a $500 per plate restaurant on their second date. Next was Philippe, a European entrepreneur, who was actually a waiter faking an accent. She found out when she ambushed him at his office. Then came Harrison Wellington III, old money heir, railroad fortune. Bethany thought she'd struck gold, posting, When you know your value, you attract what you deserve. Patricia was already planning another wedding. But Harrison's mother, Eleanor Wellington, old school elite, had a private investigator. She uncovered Bethany's restaurant outburst, her social media, her lost job, everything. Eleanor didn't tell Harrison. Instead, she invited Bethany to tea. My sister Lisa, through Eleanor's assistant, got the details. Eleanor served tea in antique china worth more than my car, then said, "I hear you're quite the culinary critic. Something about farmhand food." Bethany paled. That was... My dear, the Wellingtons have dined at Elena Rossi's for 40 years. My late husband swore her meatballs were the state's finest. I didn't know. Of course not. You seem unaware of many things, like Harrison's trust fund morality clause. Any spouse who disrespects family or acts unbecomingly forfeits financial rights. That's not legal. It's been legal since 1943. It stopped many unfortunate matches. Eleanor smiled. Harrison can marry whomever he wants, but the money is family money, and we protect family like the Rossis. Bethany left crying. Harrison dumped her via text that night. Mid-dinner at an exorbitant restaurant she paid for herself. Update 4. Rock bottom Bethany moved back with Patricia. No job, no man, no wedding, no apartment. She couldn't afford rent alone. Did she grow? Nope. She launched a blog, Dating After Emotional Abuse, a survivor's story. Every post was about me, barely disguised. When your ex picks his family over your dreams. Red flags I missed. He was too tied to his mom. Why strong women scare weak men. Comments weren't kind. You trashed his grandma at her birthday. This ain't the win you think. Team Thomas. She disabled comments. Then came the legal hit. Bethany used a photo from grandma's 90th birthday in a post about toxic family ties without permission. A photo with my 90-year-old grandmother. Uncle Antonio, a sharp lawyer, sent a cease and desist. Remove all Rossi family references and images or face defamation and unauthorized likeness lawsuits. She scrubbed everything but screenshots spread. A TikTok went viral. Rich girl calls grandma's food farmhand fare, loses it all. 2.3 million views. Comments were savage. Too good for homemade Italian? Yikes. She thought she was winning. Grandma's revenge is chef's kiss. Patricia called, sobbing. Thomas, stop them. Bethany's ruined. I'm not doing anything. She posted. The internet reacted. You could defend her. Defend her from facts? She said those things to my grandmother in public. She's suffering. So was grandma on her 90th birthday. Have you no heart? I had plenty. She called it farmhand food. Patricia hung up. Update 5. The twist grandma hired Bethany. I'm serious. At Sunday dinner, she dropped it. I gave Bethany a job. I nearly choked on my meatball. What? She needs work. I need a dishwasher. Grandma, no, you don't have to. I'm 90. I do what I want. She's young and foolish. I was once too. But I learned. She won't take it. Grandma smirked. She already did. My jaw dropped. She starts tomorrow. Minimum wage. No favoritism. She works. She eats. She learns humility, or she leaves. Why? The best revenge isn't ruin. It's showing them what they lost. Every day. Grandma's a mastermind. Bethany showed up. Day 1, her designer gloves melted in industrial soap. Day 2, she whined about the smell. The cook told her to deal or quit. Day 3, she cried in the freezer but kept going. Week 2, no makeup, pointless when you're sweating over dishes. Week 3, she ate the staff meal. Farmhand food hits different when you're starving. Week 4, Mrs. Chun, the federal judge, spotted her. Aren't you the girl who... Oh my. Bethany kept scrubbing. Final update. Grandma's 91st today was Grandma's 91st birthday at our newest diner. Bigger party, same family, same table 12. I brought Adriana, met at a bookstore. She's an elementary school teacher, drives a decade-old Honda, and teared up meeting Grandma. Your meatballs are amazing, Mrs. Rossi. Call me Grandma. Have more. Adriana had thirds. Mid-dinner, the kitchen staff sang Happy Birthday, led by Bethany. In her dishwasher apron, hairnet, no makeup, exhausted. She set the cake before Grandma. Their eyes locked. Happy birthday, Mrs. Rossi. Thank you, dear. Bethany saw me, Adriana, the ring on her finger. Yes, I proposed last week at table 12 with Grandma's blessing. She said nothing, returning to the kitchen. Later, Grandma pulled me aside. She's quitting tomorrow. Good. I'm writing her a reference. What? She worked 3 months, never missed a day, stopped complaining after week 1. She earned it. Grandma, she insulted you. That girl's gone. The one washing dishes is different. Not perfect, but different. Sometimes that's enough. You're too kind. No, I'm just kind enough. Grandma said Bethany learned that farmhand food feeds hundreds, that our tacky diner employs 30, that our low-end customers are doctors, teachers, judges, and workers, equal at her tables, and that you can't wash dishes with a $3,000 bag. We laughed. Bethany quit, got a mid-level marketing job, and is dating Roger, an accountant. No Instagram fanfare. Patricia avoids me, my family, the Wellingtons, and the Blackstones. Harrison Wellington III is engaged to a kindergarten teacher. His mother loves her. Our diners are booming, the TikTok drew crowds, and Grandma hired more staff. Adriana and I are marrying next spring at the original diner, reception at table 12. Menu, farmhand food. Guests, unacceptable clientele. Venue, a tacky diner, untouched since the 70s. Bride, someone who knows Grandma's meatballs outshine every designer bag. Bethany sent a card, signed B, no note. Grandma framed it, hung it in the kitchen beside her 91st birthday photo. To remind us, she says, dignity isn't designer. It's dishes, work, respect. It's knowing no one's above honest food made with love. Grandma's 91, 5 feet tall, and the fiercest person I know. I'm proud to be her grandson, even if our diners are tacky and our food's for farmhands. P.S. Yes, the diners are real. No, I won't name them. Grandma doesn't need the hassle. She needs her family, her tables, her dignity. P.P.S. The meatball recipe dies with her. Don't ask. Bethany, if you're reading, the dish soap's under the sink. You know where.